Every year, thousands of students take a drop. After taking a drop, there are many students who are able to reach the target and score 650 plus, while there are many who are stuck at 250, 300 or the same marks, or sometimes score even worse. What is the difference? The difference is usually not the intelligence, guys. The difference is in the strategy. So you have to understand that this another drop year is not a punishment year. In this year, you are not going to do the same things, because Einstein once said that doing the same actions, same things and expecting different results is insanity. So we are not going to repeat the same things. We want better results, so we have to do something differently and in a better way. So in this session, guys, I am going to discuss with you what are the usual mistakes that students make every year after taking a drop, and then they regret and they don't see any difference in their marks, no improvement at all. I know you must have seen some of the shorts that I have made recently where I have shared some of the mistakes, but in this session, guys, I am going to discuss around 10 mistakes that every dropper tends to make and then feel frustrated. If you don't want to be one of those, please stay till the end and let me know in the comment section later which of these mistakes have you made previously, if you have already taken a drop, or during your class 12th, and you will be working on in this year for NEET 2027, so that we get a really good rank. So stay with me till the end. And guys, before I start, yes, my last Phoenix 3.0 batch is getting launched on 30th of July. So be a part of it and let's make sure that we reach our target with flying colors. And when we are studying together, we keep a track of your preparation so that you don't make the mistakes that I'm going to talk about. Let's get to the point. So mistake number 1. Well, this is a very usual mistake which every student tends to make. So the mistake is there is a lot of time. So we tend to feel, okay, now one NEET is over, there is a lot of time to the next NEET, so I can take some days off, I can start slow and gradually pick up. This is the biggest illusion, guys. When we are not working, time just flies. And now in this drop year, we have to strategize, we have to plan every week, every month, so that we are able to reach the target. So first of all, build this discipline from the very day one. Don't waste your time. Plan every day. I am not asking you to schedule your day like time wise. I'm going to get up at 5:30. Well, that works for some people and it doesn't work for many. But the point is, you have to make a plan for at least a week. So plan a week and then a month and so on. So the point is, stop wasting your time and start now. Okay, don't take lot of days off because the time is already gone. Now if you have set your target that yes, you are going to take this opportunity for NEET 2027, start now, right? Mistake number 2 that students usually make is, yes, same strategy and studying more. That's what I was telling you. Repeating the same actions and expecting different results. Same routine, same notes, doing the same things again and again, reading the NCERT all over again and same things. See, you have to understand, usually you're not really suffering from lack of knowledge. There is some problem with the strategy. So you have to do it in a different way now. What could be that different way? We keep on telling you when you are in the live classes also, and we give you plan for every day. That today this topic is done, you have to practice these many questions. So you have to use that strategy. If you have not been solving questions every day in the previous year, year, yes, then you have to work on that point. So each one of you knows where you lacked. And if you don't know, that's point number 3. That's the mistake number 3 that students also make. We'll talk about that. So make sure that there is some change in the strategy also. So same coaching, same notes, fine. But you have to work on this mistake number 3, guys. Not asking yourself why you didn't qualify. See, you have to ask yourself this very uncomfortable question. Sit, open your question paper and look back at what kind of mistakes you have made. If you're making silly mistakes, then try to find out the pattern. What kind of questions are going wrong every time? Are you not reading the questions properly? Are you weak in your NCRT concepts? Have you not taken enough practice? Did you not take mock tests, enough mock tests, and get prepared for that exam mindset? So what was your real problem? What was your real mistake? You have to ask yourself. Without this, nothing is going to work. See, as future doctors, you must understand that before and without a proper diagnosis, we cannot start with the right treatment. Diagnosis is the first step. So start your own diagnosis. Why you were not able to make up for NEET this year or the previous year? And if you want to take another opportunity, you have to do things differently, guys. Same actions will reap same results, and we don't want the same results now. Otherwise, you will not be watching the video, right? Now, after asking this question, you have to write it down. I personally feel when you write something down, it gets very emphatic. So write it down. And how will you find it out? You are solving questions. You have already taken, or forget about other tests. You have already taken the NEET exam. 2 NEET exams, NEET 2026 and re-NEET 2026. Open your question papers. You will realize what kind of questions have gone wrong in physics, in chemistry, in biology, and not just topic wise. You have to find it chapter wise. You have to find it topic wise. You have to mark down, was it conceptual? Was it like you forgot the formula? You didn't know, you didn't understand the application of the formula. So you have to do a deep search here. Are you getting that? You have to do a very deep research here. That is mistake number 3. Next is mistake number 4. Okay, now this is one mistake, this is one disease that I see in every student, and particularly droppers. They suffer from this FOMO, fear of missing out. So probably, you feel that, okay, if I'll study from everywhere, I'm going to get good rank. That's not the point. Basically, you don't have to collect too many resources. I have seen students following so many Telegram channels and downloading lots of PDFs and following every Insta page where a lot of content is being delivered. You don't have to do that. You already have your modules, your academy modules. You have your class notes, you have your MCQs books. There is so much already. Why do you need to collect so many resources? You need to understand that the mantra which is going to help you is one book, one teacher, and multiple revisions. So don't collect a lot of data, but keep a limited data. See, if we talk about biology, it has to be your NCERT book and your class notes. That's it. You just have to revise them again and again and solve maximum questions. See, only after solving many questions and making mistakes, we realize that what have we been missing out while reading the NCERT. Otherwise, keep on reading new books and new PDFs and downloading them. That's not going to help. Rather, that is going to create more anxiety. When at the end of this preparation, at the end of the year, when you'll have lots of resources, that will give you panic attacks that you have to revise so much, where the real point is that everything is the same. So keep one notebook, one NCERT. So we have already discussed what are how you have to make your notes so that you have limited things to revise in the end. But the point is, you have to revise it multiple times. You did not fail really because of lack of resources, of lack of knowledge. Many of you have failed because of lack of revision. Let me know in the comment section how many of you feel that if you would have revised better, and how many of you feel that while you were taking your exam, re-NEET or NEET 2026, how many of you felt reading a particular question that I am not able to recall? I wish I would have revised it at the end. Why were you not able to revise it? Because there was plenty of content. Keep it limited. Keep it keep real content. That's it. And revise it multiple times. Don't get swayed with this FOMO and don't have this fear at all. You have enough. NCERT is enough. Your class notes are enough. And practice more questions. And then Very important. I have already shared it with you. It's very important that while you're making your notes, you make sure that you're writing down your mistakes. You have a separate copy of mistakes where you are not only taking down the wrong question, you're also writing in front of it that what kind of mistake have you made. It is very important to understand your pattern of mistakes, guys. And that is why I told you, ask yourself this question, why you did not qualify. That mistake notebook will help you answer this question. If you have not done this that in the previous year, make sure you are going to change this strategy. It brings us back to mistake number 2. What are you going to change? The things that you forgot to do in the previous year, not revising things properly, not making a mistake notebook. Yes, these are the things which I see many of you not doing. And now mistake number 5, guys, delaying the mock test. Yes, somehow, we really have this fear of facing the reality, and it is because of that fear that we keep on delaying the mock test. Okay, next Sunday, next week, or next month, I'll start it from the next month. This chapter is not done, or my whole physics, chemistry, biology is not prepared. My physics and chemistry is prepared when biology is not prepared. Whatever. Even if we kind of keep on looking for the reasons, or you can say just uh, made up reasons to delay the mock test. But now this is going to be one of the biggest mistakes, and we'll have to pay very heavily for that. If you're not preparing yourself for the exam by taking the mock test, your real NEET exam is going to give you a huge panic attack. And definitely, we will not be able to qualify if we are not taking the mock test. Now, since NEET 2027 is going to be about CBT, are you still practicing in the same pen and paper mode? Okay, fine, you're practicing it at home, but after that practice, are you applying that practice in the CBT mode also? It is very important you get out of the comfort zone, go to the center, practice the exact same way the real NEET exam is conducted, download the admit card, do that, so that the final day is not full of surprises and shocks, and it is a usual thing for you. Get into that routine and get very familiar with the interface that you're going to face in the next year. It is important. Just pen and paper practice will not help, guys. You have to. So Unacademy has already launched that CBT mock test. So take that. It will genuinely be very, very helpful. So get out of the comfort of your home. And if by chance you cannot reach to the center, then we have an online CBT mock test series as well. But you have to practice for the mock test. Definitely. Don't delay. Don't get scared. What will happen? You'll score less. Doesn't matter. This is not a day of judgment. This is not a day of judgment. CBT mock tests are not a day of judgment. They are a day of practice. The judgment day will come later, but that will depend upon how much you have practiced for the real NEET exam. And this NEET 2027 is going to be very different. A very traditional way is not going to help you. See, again, that's what I am telling you. Same strategy and studying more will not help. Now you'll have to change the strategy as per the new NEET pattern. Are you getting that? So change your strategy, otherwise the same things are not going to work for this year. And then we have already taken a session how to make notes. So underlining part is beautiful notes are not going to work. You have to make useful notes. How are useful notes made? What are the pointers that you should consider while making useful notes, which will help you revise better for the final preparation, final day? With time, your notes should not get thicker. They should keep on getting thinner. If they are not getting thinner, they're useless. Are you getting it? So how you should make these useful notes instead of making beautiful notes and not doing the artwork really, then I have already made a separate video. Please go and watch that. Then mistake number 7 is, guys, ignoring time to time revision. That is very important. Very, very important. So every now and then you have to revise. See, usually the time scale is, if I have read a chapter today and I have solved some questions, I have to I have to revise it after other 3 days. I have to quickly brush up the notes and I have to solve more questions after 3 days. Then after a week, then after 15 days, I have to revise the same thing. And this should go on and on for the whole year. And in between, guys, also try to solve questions for revision's sake without brushing up through the notes. Don't learn. Let's see, let's check how much do we remember. It's important that you check how much have you retained, because ultimately what you are able to retain is something that you will never forget. And how your retention power will increase, that is obviously by multiple revisions. So after 3 days, when you'll solve, maybe you'll remember more, but then check how much is your retention after a week. Maybe you have forgotten more. But now when you will revise it again after a week, and although you have forgotten more, but now you know the weak points, the weak spots. So write it down again. So don't waste your time. Don't ignore this time to time revision. After 3 days, after a week, after 15 days, or maybe after a month, you have to revise the entire syllabus by taking a mock test. And the best way of revising is taking a mock test. Don't fear that. Learn to see where you are wrong. Learn to check your preparation. Okay, we are generally, see, as humans, I understand we are generally scared of that, to face the reality. But facing the reality will help us in the long run. So that takes us to mistake number 8, that is constant comparison with others. Yes, my fellow mates have already revised 5 chapters. I am only at chapter, I've done only 2 chapters. Or if I have watched an Insta reel and there somebody has made a study vlog, and he or she is saying that I have revised 10 chapters in a week by following this or that. Constantly comparing yourself. No. In the beginning, guys, during your preparation, you don't have to compare your preparation with others. You have to compare it with yourself or your previous self. Your weakness may not be others' weakness, and you don't know about others' weakness. We are not here to prove it to other kids, and we are not here to make our preparation, let's say, insta ready. No, the judgment will come later on, and it will exactly tell who was doing the right way and who was not doing it in the right way. So compare yourself with your previous self. Understand, if you will compare yourself with others constantly, it's going to give you more anxiety. So I read this somewhere, and comparison creates anxiety, but consistency creates results. So always bear this in your mind while you're preparing. You can actually have some things written in front of you. I've already made this video on how to revise things. Take down few screenshots and paste it in front of you, so that you're not able, you don't miss on any step during the revision. Are you getting that? And please bear this in mind. Compare yourself. I'm not asking you not to compare. There's hardly anything which is not compared. But compare it with the right comparison, right? Compare it with your previous self, not with others. And then mistake number 9, looking for external motivation. Okay, honestly, I personally don't really believe in external motivation, and that's why you must have seen I really don't make a lot of motivational videos, because I feel the real motivation is always inside us. Our vision, our future, our dream, that is the most motivating factor. And you might have different motivational motivating reasons. It could be your parents, it could be your life situation, you want to get out of that, isn't it? I feel our family is our biggest motivation. Our home is our biggest motivation. You look around yourself, you look into the future, you have your vision. What can be better motivating than this? I understand we all need someone to pull us up. Sometimes is fine, and for that you should be in touch with your parents or your teachers and have some good friends, and at least always be in touch with your teachers during these 2 years. I think the best person to motivate you and to pull you out and give you a push as and when required are your teachers, because they see you working, they exactly know your mistakes, and they know where you are lacking. Are you getting that? So yes, timely, that push and pull is required, but Always seeking that external motivation, always watching someone, that is, that generally doesn't work. It hardly stays for 24 hours and then it goes away, right? When you're listening to someone who's very motivating rhetorically, you feel, okay, I'm going to do this or that, but then you sleep upon it, you sleep on it, and you wake up with the same mindset. It doesn't work. So find your reason. If you have a reason, you don't need external motivation, because if you'll keep seeking this external motivation, your whole preparation is going to be very unstable. It will be like this and this. One day you're working too much, other day you're just sleeping around and wasting your time and feeling very low. No. So have a vision, have a dream, have a plan, work on it. Don't seek any external motivation. It should come from within. Your family, your own situations, your own conditions should be motivating, and not anyone else. And finally, again, mistake number 10 is exactly your mistake number 1. That is believing that you still have time, guys. This is why I have written it again, because I feel this is one mistake that I see most of the students making, and this one mistake can actually ruin your whole year. It can waste your entire time, because every day matters, every week matters, every revision matters, every mock test matters. So don't ignore this. So this is an illusion. This is the illusion that can destroy your whole year. Make this one drop year worth it. Is that clear? So just don't believe that there is enough time. Time will just fly away and there'll be NEET 2027. So prepare for NEET 2027 with a different strategy. Do all those things that you did not do in the previous year. And first of all, find out what you did not do. What was your challenge? Let me know in the comment section also what were your mistakes in the previous year and which are the mistakes that you're going to work on this year. And finally, guys, if you want to prepare for NEET 2027 with me, then yes, the final batch for NEET 2027 will be launched on 30th of July, and the registration has already begun. So I'll be starting with molecular basis of inheritance in the coming batch. So one of the most important chapters, right? Genetics, biotechnology, right? These chapters are hugely in demand and very, very scoring. And I'm going to start with that chapter on July 30th. So don't forget to join me in Phoenix 3.0. And this is the last live batch that is going to be for NEET 2027. Right? And join us quickly. Registration has already begun and you can get it only for 4499 by using this code TR Live. So I'll see you in the classes. So don't forget to join me and write down in the comment what is your challenge. All the very best.